Good morning, everyone. How was your Valentine's Day? Mine was pretty good. Mom's birthday and all, so we had a shindig, if you will. It was pretty good. And had Chinese food, cake, of course. Oh, it was 3 birthdays, actually. 3 birthdays were celebrated yesterday. And we played No Mercy, and we had a lot of laughs and had a lot of fun. And I got home pretty late, so I was pooped. So, if everybody had a good Valentine's Day, I'll just get on with today. First off, sorry about my hair. I know I'm gonna get it cut. I have an appointment. I just don't know what I want to do with it. I'm too old to wear it long, I think, and it's too flat on top. So something different for sure. And I am definitely getting new glasses because these ones give me a rash right on my nose, and it's very irritating, and need new glasses. Besides, these are giant. I don't like them. Okay, so into my today's topic, news. Because you all wanted current events rather than fun recipes and, stuff like that. So, news it is. About a year ago, maybe more, maybe 2 years ago, I started noticing that when I listen to the news, when I watch the news on TV, or it doesn't even matter who it was, I pretty much stick to our side of the fence, if you will, not the lunatic neighbors next door. I poke in there and have a peek over the fence, see what they're looking at, but it's crazy. So I stick to our side of the fence, and I just noticed that the narrative, what they were saying, and was exactly the same all across the country. Everything, word for word. You may have noticed that too. If you haven't, have a check. It's word for word all across the country. Same news stories, same order. They have their two minutes of local, whatever. In one area, a water main broke. That's a bad one. Or another area was tragic, and we have mayors squabbling over parking and snow removal. But that's about 2 minutes of local news. Weather depends on your weatherman. It's all the same. It's all the same across the country. So I did peek into the neighbor's backyard, lunatic neighbor next door, and see, were they experiencing the same thing? Are they getting the same narrative in their news every day? They are. They are indeed. It doesn't matter what channel, which company, I guess, broadcasting association. It's all the same. Same news, same narrative, same all of it. So I went, why? What happened to this news story? It was a good news story, and it either went big and all the newspapers got it, all the TV stations got it, or it was just a local news story. Or anyway, so I did some digging, and it wasn't a great deal of digging. It's easy dig if you want, not like, looking for trolls. So, as we know, the Shaw family owned Chorus, which is all the global stations and stuff like that. You know who Chorus is and what they run. And they were dealing with Jefferies Financial Group out of New York City. They have one office in Calgary, and they have one office in Toronto. And the rest of offices are in American cities, in the Middle East and Asia. Rich Handler is their CEO, and he's our age, like young enough to be CEO, young enough to be a bazillionaire, and he is big on lunatic neighbors next door first. So they were in charge of a lot of our news. And as we know, Rogers bought Shaw, bought him right out. And Rogers, I think it's the Thompson family. I think so. I don't want to be wrong on that. Thompson. Did I write it? I don't know if I wrote it. Anyway, they have a troubled family, not unlike anybody else's family, only they got bazillions of dollars, so they're maybe their troubles are a little stranger than ours. They can pay their bills, and we can't. All right, okay, enough of that. So, and then anyway, what it boils down to is a lot of our news sources, digital papers, periodicals, and TV are owned in some manner by the lunatic neighbors next door. Mm-hmm. So when we get a story, or it leans towards our lunatic neighbors next door, their opinions, if you will. You know what I mean? Like, kind of leans toward that side. There's only a couple of news here in our great, beautiful land that are completely independent, and they don't answer to big conglomerates or extreme right-wing leaning people who own them and do the same. There's only 3 of them. And I'm going to tell them to you right now. Canadian Press, Globe and Mail, and the Toronto Star. Completely independent, works on their own, has their own opinions, which you will get both sides. Well, you know, if you like one side, you like the other side, it doesn't matter. You're going to get both sides. You're not going to get what's fed to you. And when they feed this information to you from the other media sources, they do it to keep you pissed off. If you're pissed off, they get money. They get clicks. You keep searching it, you get more clicks. And that's how our neighbors next door got to the position that they're in, which is pretty sad, because they no longer think independently. They don't have, I guess they've educated, if you will, that brain cell out of them in schools. So you have to you still have to look. If you got a news story or whatever, something that you've read or heard or watched on TV that interests you or kind of baffles you, you have to look into it. You have to look where it comes from. Now, is there more than one source? Are other opposing or competing conglomerates talking about it as well? That's a big sign that it's probably a thing. Yep. And if it's not, it's probably not a thing. You have to look at what their evidence is. What is the evidence that they're bringing forth to say that what their story is about is real and it's true? And they're just not doing that anymore. They're just blathering out whatever they want, and you either take it or leave it, and most people take it for what it is, and they don't look any deeper. They don't look at, what's the other guy saying? They don't. They just believe it, and that's where we're at. That's where they're at. That's not where we should be at. No, on our side of the fence, we should have independent thinkers. We should look at everything. We should look at what people are saying and take them for their word. Like, are they saying the right thing? Where are they getting their information from? Are they copying somebody else? I know a couple of prominent individuals in our land that like to use same words as somebody else. Sometimes I think a couple of our prominent individuals in our land are spending too much time in the neighbor's backyard. That's what I think. But anyway, we're not going to name names or point fingers, because I think everybody knows who's spending too much time in whose backyard. So enough of that. So I want you to look deeper into where your news is coming from. We have 6 giant billionaires in our land that own a lot of stuff. including media outlets. And that means radio stations, sports stations, TV stations, newspapers. You'd be surprised. Some of our newspapers are owned by the neighbors, the lunatic neighbors on the other side of the fence. Yeah. Some of our newspapers are owned by them, and all the money that we pay each day for our newspapers or our newspaper subscriptions, whether it's online or delivered to your door, that money is going to the neighbors next door. Have a look. It's real. It's true. It's sad because we should be independent on our side of the fence with our news sources and try to keep it unbiased like it used to be when you and I were kids, right? We had left and we had right, and then we had the left that was more right than left, and then now the left is center, and they give both sides. So I think you know which stations and news I'm talking about, and if not, you can discuss it in the comments. How's that? As I don't want to piss anybody off. I really don't. I just want to, discuss stuff, have a little fun. You guys don't want to talk about recipes or puppies or gardening. Spring coming. It's current events. It can't get much more current than what's happening in the news. And there's a lot happening in the news. Whether it's true or not, it's up to us to find out. And a lot of us don't bother looking. We need to look. We need to look at where our sources. We need to look at who our sources are, where they are, where are they in the world, and what direction are they trying to steer us into. We have to know that. Otherwise, we are going to be like the neighbors next door. I don't want to be like them. No, I don't want to be like them at all. So, look for the ones that are independent. And you can look for yourself. You can watch the news tonight, because the weekend always has some pretty spectacular car crashes and stuff. And you'll see that the top news, the world news, and what's happening, nearby is the same exact narrative all across the whole darn country. We don't like it. I don't like it. I hope you don't like it. We're our own place. We have been our own place for my entire lifetime. Possibly yours. Maybe not. Maybe you came here and you're new here. Or maybe you're not new, but you've been here for a while and you liked the way it was. And we didn't have the influence that we seem to have now. I don't like that influence. Lunatic neighbors next door are a bad, bad role model. They really are. I don't want my kids or grandkids to be like them. And I'm sure you don't. I'm sure you don't. We have compassion. We have integrity. We don't do bad things. Well, most of us don't. We don't. We try to live our lives well. We try to be happy. We try to be healthy. We have health care. Yeah, we do. We have health care. Depending on where you are, you have health care. I'm not there. I'll just leave it at that. Okay. We're happy. We're healthy. We live pretty decent lives. And we like to keep it that way. We don't want the influence. We don't need the influence. So, let's see. I wrote notes down and then I went off the cuff. So let's see if I have anything notes. I trusted my news sources up until a while ago. And then I found out that my particular news sources were coming from the neighbors next door. Yeah. My particular news sources, my choices that I've always trusted were now from the neighbors next door. And I looked into these news sources and I found out their CEOs and where they live and what they own and how much money they make. My God. That's kind of outrageous. And how they lean. Are they straight? Are they centrist? Are they middle of the road? Do they look at both sides of the story? No, they don't. It's not a hard dig. Anybody can look this stuff up, and anybody can anybody can do the research. Anybody can. It's all about reading. Read it. Look at it. Find it. Dig for it. Have all the information in the world literally at our fingertips. Just look for it. I do suggest, though, that you try to bypass the neighbors next door search engine, because when you put in, let's say you're looking for new tires for your car, you're going to get suggestions from the neighbors next door. So try to bypass that. Be specific. And then you should get the answers that you want. Whether it's one side or the other, you'll get both sides of the story. But you have to watch where you're going. You have to keep your head up. Pay attention. People just aren't paying attention anymore. So pay attention. Find your news sources properly. Look at where they're coming from. Look at where they're trying to direct you. Where is the money going? And then maybe our side of the fence will be even better going forward. I would like that. I think you would like that. I think we would all like that. So I think I've yapped enough. I think I have to work today. I think so. It's not big. It's not hard and it's not long, but it's got to happen. So I will bid you a wonderful weekend. Have a good week ahead. Enjoy something. Do something good and happy today. Smile. Just smile. Do something good. If you're going to Timmy's or something, ask at the till first what the guy behind you has ordered. Because I've done that before. Oh, I'll pay for the guy next door. It was like $22 of Timmy's. Anyway, just ask what they're having. Buy their coffee. And that's your good deed for the day. So have a good one. The weather's pretty good. It's not going to last long. We're going to get damn cold again. So enjoy it while we have it. Have a good week. Have a good day. Hope you had a good Valentine's Day. And for a family night, I suggest playing No Mercy. Look that one up. It's pretty fun. Okay. Talk to you later, guys. Thank you so much.